Today I'm going barbel fishing and I will explain how I go about it in detail. Join me.
Okay, all right, I'm here and I will start by introducing a little bit of bait. So, since the water is getting warmer, I mean, just a week ago we had frosts, but now, as I say, about a week, no frosts, and as a result, the water is getting warmer. Therefore, I will introduce a little bit of bait, not a lot. I will use a corum spomb, like this kind of a size, if you can see something. And yeah, I will chuck maybe 3 or 4 of those into the water. I will fish in the middle of the river, and yeah, as I say, I expect fish to want a little bit of bait, even though you will be able to see that some steam is coming out from my mouth. It's not exactly warm now, but it should be good enough for the fish to want some bait. Anyway, we will see in a minute. I will use the same rod as I will be fishing with. Nice and simple. And my mix I'm feeding is 50% free meal pellet and 50% breadcrumb. So very, very lean mix, if you will. Okay, first cast. I have to take my time just to adjust where that river is. I mean, it's very dark. I really like these corum spombs. They are so good. Some people are saying that they do not last. I don't know. Maybe they don't, but for my usage, they are brilliant. I like them a lot. Oh no, I got line wrapped somewhere. Okay, here we go. As I say, I will check out maybe 4 of these. Nice and simple. Yeah, I do not have much time really. I had other commitments, so what? Now it's 24 past 6, so I will fish maybe until 8, maybe 9 if I will be getting bites. Okay, one more and we are done. Nice. That's it. We are done with the feeding. And basically with one rod or on one rod I will have a feeder, and on another one I will have just lead. And when it comes to my hook bait, it will be paste, small pieces of paste. On a herring. Okay, feeding's done. Let's get started. Feeder wise, I'm using 90-gram feeder now. And as I say, one rig will be, or one rod will be with a feeder on, and that one will be fished kind of in front of me, right on the food really. And another one, like with no food or with no feeder, will be a bit downstream. So yeah, if I will get 2 or 3 bites from, you know, barbel and chub, it will be a good couple of hours of fishing, you know, successful ones. Still winter. Today it's 30th of January when I'm fishing, so yeah, middle of the winter. Okay. First rod is going out. Okay, here we go. We'll make sure my reel can give some line for that barbel. Okay, I need to find some lights for my tips. I'm using those disposable ones. Actually, in winter they do last, I don't know, like maybe 72 hours or so. Right, trap set for one rod. Now it's very important to grab my net, you know, and make sure that I will be able to land the fish if I will get a bite quick. Here we go. And now I can slowly walk on my other rod. Well, not too slow, obviously. And I will explain in a minute why I'm fishing the way I'm fishing. I mean, one rod with a feeder and another one just with a lead. I have found a few years ago that it's very good tactics just to see what is happening. Right. So yeah, my size of my paste, as in my hook bait, will be like 12 to 14 mil boilie size, more or less. So quite small baits, but you know, very, very kind of strong in smell. Cheese and garlic and all sorts of things in there. Right, second rig is ready too. Let's check it downstream a little bit. Make sure that my reel is nice or my drag is nice and slack, but not too slack. And yeah, guys, we are fishing. Now I can sort out my peg a little bit and we'll get ready to sit down. See, I'm not using any like chairs, anything like that. I will be sitting on my hooking mat. Yeah, let's test it out. Yeah, we are cooking now, guys. Most likely someone will ask in the comments below what kind of paste I'm using. So basically, that's 50% of Stilton cheese, 50% of mozzarella, and then to get the consistency right, I used breadcrumb, you know, just it to be like a little bit harder, not too soft. So yeah, very basic stuff. Obviously, mozzarella is quite a light cheese, quite watery cheese, and if I would mix only cheeses, as in Stilton and mozzarella, it would be too soft. So I need to use a little bit of breadcrumb. And then I added a little bit of garlic powder, very much optional though, and a little bit of salt too. which is also optional. But yeah, very basic stuff. I will take or look at the time just to make sure I'm timing my casts well. So today really I'm looking to cast maybe 3 times on each rod, not many times, really more, unless I will be pulling fish out every time. So something like I will be waiting 45 minutes or something and then recasting. And you see, when it comes to me using like different rigs, that is one with a feeder, one without it, kind of noticed a few years back that sometimes Barbel would not come close to the feeder, so they would be kind of shy or something, but they would come to kind of area where the feed has been introduced. So, and you would not catch, or at least I would not be able to catch those bubbles, those kind of shy ones on the feeder, but I used to catch them just on the lead. Therefore, I always try to have one rod. Oh, little indication. Oh no, bream have found my bait already. Come on. Most likely bream. Anyway, so those kind of not very confident fish are catchable just on like with when using like bare lead. But other fish can be kind of very, very aggressive. They just would home in onto the bait and onto the feeder, and you would not catch those fish without a feeder almost. So yeah, now I kind of have both options covered, and I like to fish that rig without the bait downstream, just to make sure that I kind of making this effect of like no feed close to the hook bait as kind of enhanced as possible. So therefore I'm fishing that rod without the feed downstream, and the one upstream has some feed, and also some feed will be trickling down and basically covering that uh, rig that is downstream a little bit as well, kind of rolling bait. I mean, small pellets, little pieces of bread, and so on will be nicely rolling on the bottom and kind of covering that area where downstream rig is without the feeder. So yeah, that's my approach, which used to work very well, and I hope that it will work today as well. Anyway, I got a little indication on the rig without any feed already. So yeah, good stuff. Let's wait and see. Check the pressure. Ooh, it's very high, very, very high. It's like consistent more or less. In the last 12 hours, it only rose like 12 units. Now it's 1033. It will be a cold night. You can see the stars already, so but still I believe that the water is warming up a little bit, because they say just, I don't know, a week or two, I can't remember exactly, everything was frozen, not with river obviously, but all the still waters were frozen, like smaller ones. So it's been very, very cold, but since then it warmed up a little bit, and therefore I introduced a little bit of bait just to get some fish competing. But again, I did not introduce anything big. I mean, my hook bait is still like way bigger than anything else I have introduced. So I introduced 4 spoms, but like with very lean meat, if you will, that is not much of a like big particles, or not many big particles in there at all. Okay, that's a bobble. I was messing out with my, bait, with my hook baits. I was about, to recast just as, just a few minutes I needed, and I got that bite. And by the way, that's a bite on a rig without any feeder. I hope you can, well, you saw most likely that bite before I saw it. Ooh, that fish is going. It's mental. Like playing an alien, in the dark. Great fun. I'll step a bit back just to make sure, I have a better... Oh no, that fish is kiting towards the bank. Why that fish is doing something like that? Come on. Still got it on. Just not too sure if you can see me that well. Alright, I'm finally in control. It's not a big fish, just very, very, very aggressive, but it is a bobble. And I got him. Yay! We have the mark. Nice job. Whew. Yeah, very small fish, very small fish. What a bite though, what a bite though. Okay, I'll get my mat. Tiny little fish, probably like not even 2 kilos, nicely hooked. Still, winter barbel. Tiny little thing. Great shape though, like fantastic condition. What a bite, what a fight too. Yeah, thank you. Mint, guys, that fish is mint. Really, really happy with this one. Hopefully some bigger one will turn up as well. Yeah, I'll slip that fish back now. And yeah, let's see if we can get another one. See, that fish is absolutely fine. Simple rule, guys, when the water is cold, air is cold, you can keep fish out of the water longer. I mean, I kept this one maybe a minute or so, but yeah, see, right orientation, kicking about, ready to go back. Come on, go home. Here we go. Bye. Yes! So when it comes to the tackle, right? So I have Corum Opportunist rod at 8 feet and 2 pounds rating. Then the reel is very old diver, TDM, a few generations back or from a few generations back. Then I have 0.20 braided line on the reel. It's blue, but I do not care. Then I have my rig, right? That's a little bit more, or it needs a little bit more explaining. So I have about, I don't know, a meter leader of 0.35. Then basic deal, if I can get the focus on it. So lead clip with a feeder. And as I say, on the other rod, I have the same deal, just lead instead. In this case, I have 90-gram feeder because, the river is still pushing through a little bit. So yeah, and the lead is 75 grams, I believe, and I'm fishing it downstream. And then I have about a meter long hook link made out of 0.18 braided line. Then I have size 10, I hope you can see it somewhat, size 10 Corum specimen hook and a little kind of spring where I would attach my paste. So I will grab a new piece and will attach it now. So basically you roll it onto the spring and it holds in place very, very well. I can have a few casts should I want to have them with the same bait. And I have very short hair as well, just to make sure that I'm hooking those kind of very cheeky very cautious fish. So that's my hook bait. So yeah, and when it comes to my food, what I have put in the feeder, as I said, it's about 50-50 pellets and breadcrumb, stuff like that. What is happening here? That's not a barbel. What is it? Do not know what kind of fish is that. It's a bream. As you can see, guys, bream just like that. Few good pounds. Okay, let's go back. You know what, guys? It's getting quite cold, as you can see. And yeah, I'm happy to call it. I had a few bites, landed a few fish. Yeah, in a few hours' time, that's great. So yeah, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Let's go home.